Where it's shiny like this, just run a piece of French drain, continue it that way. We're going to grab up, see that deck post, start, just a few feet in from it, 4 feet in from it. This is, there's a bunch of water in the grass right here. So, heck, just start right off that post. Start right off that post. Grab this water all up. Grab all this water up. You can take a T and just go up in there. Run your French drain. Run your French drain. All right. So don't worry about the tree line, because we're going to try to stay away from the trees as much as we can. So come in here like a U, and then come in here with 2 lines, so 2 French drain trenches, and just run those 2 French drain trenches like this, super deep in there, really deep in there. And then you have your line through here. You're going to be putting your sump system in here. Be smart about it. Go ahead, put it in here. This is real deep through here, guys. It's real deep in here. Probably like, gotta be a good 4 inches of water through here, guys. And then the water ends right here. Come up in here, grab this where it's shiny. Doesn't have to be too deep, it can be shallow. Just giving you a reference point, you can see this brick paver patio back here. Just come in, run a line down in here. This here is a mess, man. This here is a mess. So when you come down here with your line, you just come in here like a U. It's pointless to get too close to that woods. The trees are just gonna ruin the system, so there's no need to run a parallel line that way. So just run this like we talked about earlier in the video, kind of like a U, and go through here with 2 French drains. Go to your sump system. Power is going to be this way, so we're going to be pulling power from over here. So let's do that. And then the discharge, the first 30 feet of the discharge line was buried, and then the last 100 feet was laying on the woods floor. I mean, you're going to have a line come up and then over, and it's just going to pour water on the other side of that. So we could not pump this to the front yard. The front yard is negative slope coming down to the house. And that's the job, guys. And when Mother Nature gives us an opportunity to show you the problem like this, we had 2 days of rain. Look at this. And that's what we're here for, guys. That's why we're here right there. That's what brought us here. This area is like a bowl. I know a lot of homeowners that can relate to this, where you have a low-lying area and all the neighbors' water runs into your yard, and your yard all runs into this low area that's bowled. And if you try to pump it uphill, it usually just comes right back down into this bowl area. Well, we don't have no city storm drain. We don't have no ditch out front. Matter of fact, it's uphill out front to the street. And that's where all the water's coming from as well. It's rolling off the street right into this backyard. So we're going to do something that wouldn't be the first thing that you would think about to take care of all this water. Where are we going to pump all this water? What if we pumped it into the woods uphill? What would happen? Would it come back into the yard? Would all that water just roll right back down into the low-lying area? Now, under trees in woods, it's a lot of organic material. All the leaves break down and decompose. All the limbs that fall off the trees break down, decompose. Years and years of this. When you have large trees and you're working under large canopies, you're going to have a certain amount of compost Well, think about that. If over time there's 8 inches of compost in a woods, which that's normal at least, that's all going to absorb water. But how much water can it absorb? We're going to find out. With this system, we're just going to pump it 130 feet away uphill, and we're going to let the water just lay there and see if it rolls back into this yard. So right here is where I was walking through all the water. There was water right down the side of this tennis court. This has been tested. This was thoroughly tested. We had 4 inches of rain now total. I don't know if we're done, but so far that's where we're at. So we had all this water running along this tennis court. This is non-permeable surface right here. So you're going to shed a lot of water. We started our system over here. We ran our system through here. French drain grid. You can kind of see the line. You can see the French drain there. We got another French drain there. The guys did a great job. I mean, look, there's not even a puddle. They come in here with their laser level. They know how to take the readings. They're true professionals. We don't plug the heater in. We don't plug the heater in. We did leave him with a heater. It's installed. You know, this is what we do here in the north. So we tell them, plug it in December 1st, unplug it, April 1st. There's your instructions, and that's how easy one of our systems that's built for the north, if you build it right, that's how easy it is. That's the only thing you have to do. So look at this. 4 inches of rain. Look at this. All that water that was standing here. What a difference. What a difference. This homeowner got his yard back. Look at that. I couldn't be happier with the results. I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled, and I'm also blessed that we were able to pump it uphill to a location where the ground was permeable. This yard is completely dry. And you can see the tennis court's not even dried up yet, like it just quit raining. We've been running around, we've been looking at a lot of our systems, just doing a wellness visit. Honestly, we typically don't do that, but it was one of those days where it's really odd for us to get 4 inches of rain in Michigan. So when the hurricane brought up all that precipitation, we were just like, let's go see what this stuff looks like. This is fun. We like this. As you guys know, this is drainage porn. So the discharge line runs from there, runs through here, and then right here is where the homeowner, he wanted to take it uphill. And I wasn't sure how I felt about this, to be quite honest with you, but the ground was really permeable and we just got lucky. I'd take luck any day when it comes to, places to discharge the water. There's no infrastructure here. To go out towards the street is going uphill. So yeah, this woods, high ground is high and dry. Well, it's going to be saturated now, but as long as it takes in all the water, that's all that matters. This homeowner's happy. I'm satisfied, and I'm a harder critic than the customer. I'm always super critical of the jobs we do. I'm always trying to find a way that we could make ourselves better. How can we put in better systems? I don't think you can improve on this. 4 inches of rain? I mean, how do you improve on this? This is amazing. I mean, think the water was like about 5 inches deep through here. Yeah, one of the problems people have with our systems is when it's not raining, you're going to need a sprinkler. Because our system's going to work 365 days out of the year. That's a fact. All right, so this is what's going on at the discharge end. The water tells the story. You can see where all the water's at. All this water's from the discharge line. Make no mistake. The rest of the woods and everything behind the homeowner's house is completely dry. There is no water in this woods at all. But there's water right here. This has been cycling. I've seen it go on about 4 or 5 times now. I haven't been here that long. If you have organic material like this uphill in a woods, think about how much water peat moss absorbs. Organic material will absorb like a sponge. It'll hold a lot of water. This water is all from this discharge line. So, you know, there's water, you know, throughout. Here, I'll show you. So, this is itchweed, so I'm trying not to get, so there's, you know, we're pumping the water up here. This ain't too bad because this dried out really quick. It's all permeable. Within a couple of days, it absorbed throughout the woods floor. This is gonna just extend further because the water has been able to be absorbed. There's been a lot of absorption. It is very permeable. You know, this is like the 7th time probably since I've been here, and I ain't been here long. So, I mean, it works. For the most part, our customer's yard is super dry. I mean, crazy dry. Like, he doesn't have no puddles where we put the system. He's probably gonna be calling us back because there's a couple areas now that'll bug him that never used to. But I mean dry, completely dry, no water, like ridiculous. But yeah, it's dry as a bone. He just has this laying on the ground. If he's happy, I'm happy, and yeah. This is very permeable soil, without a doubt. But we are pumping so much water in such a high concentration over here that it does, and it's getting lost and it's getting absorbed in this woods area. And some little indentations are acting as little detention areas. Keep in mind, we have no check valve. When the pump turns on, it's got to fill the entire 130-foot line. We have a really big chamber because once it turns off, it's going to siphon what's left in the line to our chambered outdoor sump pump system. 1/3 horsepower pump, so we don't have any erosion. Siphon everything that's in that 100-foot line. It'll siphon it back to the chamber. So right now, it turned off, and everything that was in that line, you can hear it gurgling. It's just siphoning back. So you lose, you know, chamber capacity. You know, I'm sure the French drain's taking in water. But yeah, this thing cycles often. You know, it's no longer raining. You can hear it gurgling. You know, it's just gurgling. All the siphoning back, you hear it as the water runs downhill, runs back to the chamber. Me personally, this is not the first place I look to take water is uphill. We had little to no options. So we're probably about 130 feet from the sump pump. You know, we got a pretty decent sized chamber because we don't have a check valve. Because we're here in the north, we know that this whole line will freeze if you leave water in it, so we don't want to do that. And this yard holds a lot of water typically, so I knew we were going to be moving a lot of water. So this water just slowly leaches into the woods. This dirt is fairly permeable up here. Now it makes sense that uphill would be drier ground and that it would absorb to a certain point. If it was clay, I think you're out of luck. But the dirt here is permeable. Obviously, we're able to get it to run into the woods and just get soaked away, just get leached away. Now, this system won't run in the winter. This is not a system that's going to see any kind of running in the winter. This is not a sump pump that's on a foundation drain. It's not a sump pump that's controlling, say, water from a natural spring. This is just during the rainy season. Right now it's pushing all the air out of the line. As it pushes the water uphill, it's removing the air from the line. So you can see how much water this thing cycles. And it's leaching away into the woods. Now there's a lot of trees in here. There's a lot of really big trees in here. So trying to bury this sump pump discharge line wasn't going to be that easy. It was going to come at a cost to the homeowner. And he was satisfied with this. If you're a subscriber to this channel, you know that we don't ever do this where we just leave a sump pump discharge line above ground. But this was the homeowner's request. And this is how he wanted us to run it. That way he always knew where it was, and if he had to move it, he could move it. And that's what's nice about this. You know, if it wasn't taking in all the water and he needed to move it over, he could do that. I'm real happy with what I see. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. It supports the channel. If you have any questions regarding this installation, leave them in the comments section. I'm your host, Robert Sherwood, and until the next video.